Okay, thank you.
And that's why nobody plays Ring Around the Rosie anymore.
Obviously, yeah.
Welcome to Over the Ledge Live, the podcast, the #1 and some say only political satire show based solely on the Texas Legislature. Over the Ledge gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the shenanigans of the Texas Legislature by decoding political headlines and legislators' behavior into easy-to-understand mom jokes. We're just as funny, but not as famous yet. Let's meet our guests tonight. First up, we have Aaron Salinas, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Aaron.
Thank you.
I thought we were going to sing. Are we singing? I'm singing.
Happy birthday to you. He's also our one and only comedian on today's episode. Aaron is an actor, writer, director, and podcaster with passion for good times, fun vibes, and the Spurs glory days. You can catch him on his podcast, Shame Watch, or streaming video games on Twitch with the Con Save. Please welcome Aaron Salinas.
Thank you, everybody. 27 years is a wild ride. Let's hope for at least a decent year coming up. So, but thank you. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world. Y'all appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Now let's meet our interns. Our first intern is Reddit and meme lord Benedict Parks. Benedict has a degree in piano performance from UT Arlington and is currently working on a master's in public administration. In Benedict's spare time, he enjoys the company of his 2 kittens, Ollie and Leela, cooking new recipes and shooting hoops. Welcome, Benedict Parks.
Yay!
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Next, we have
such dedication. I really believe that, Benedict.
I'm like really tired now. I'll be honest.
Yeah, my heart bleeds for you as I just went through legislative session, but you do you.
Exactly.
He had a party at work today, Stephanie.
It was
It was so difficult.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Drinking since 10 a.m. I mean, terrible.
It takes a lot out of youth these days.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm embarrassed if he beats me, if he's been drinking since 10.
Hey, I had to pace myself. I got to work an election tomorrow. So.
Oh.
You're really doing one for election integrity, Benedict. Keep it up.
Hey, don't tell Greg Abbott. Don't tell Greg
That's
Abbott.
Right. Don't worry, he doesn't listen.
He doesn't need to know what goes in my coffee.
No. Next, we have joke writer and one TikTok hit wonder, Sam Holloman. Sam is a recent graduate from the University of Texas at Austin and plans on doing absolutely nothing with his degree. Right now, he pours beer for a living and makes the occasional gin and tonic when Stephanie asks him to. Welcome, Sam Holloman.
Yay!
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Thank you.
Did you get a communications degree too? Because it's okay. Because I'm not using it either, brother.
No, I actually got a minor in that. I got a degree in liberal arts.
There we go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
In the same boat, my man.
Yeah.
What about
take a
conservative
degree
arts,
in-
though, Sam? Are you going to discriminate
What?
against those?
The conservative
Discriminate
art.
against who? No. Which arts are we
Conservative.
talking
Get
about?
it? Conservative arts.
Conservative.
You're a liberal arts
liberal.
major. You should get a pun.
Yeah.
Come on. That's
I
He's
got
already
courses.
stopped using it.
actually didn't do that one yet. That's new.
I'm writing that down for later.
That's good.
I want to
Finally.
tell Steve Toth that we need a conservative arts.
It's like the dark arts program.
Yeah.
Professor Snape
It's where they
does it.
cover all the nude models, with like leaves and stuff.
Like whole sheets. Okay, we are keeping this show to 55 minutes, by the way, so keep it going.
Finally, we have the creator and the ruler of the Over the Ledge Empire who needs no introduction, Stephanie. Please don't let there be a special session. I'm tired. Chiarello.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. And to our 4 viewers, 3, that's awkward. Please go ahead and post a question. This is an impromptu Ask Me Anything. I will answer anything about me, my colleagues, and the legislature. Let's find out what happened here in the tail end of the Texas Ledge. Who's with me?
I mean, that's why we're here.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. No big deal. This year's legislative session ended with a last-minute rush around conservative priority bills. Democrats walked out and broke quorum. With the special session coming, it was only a temporary win, but still, we haven't seen balls this heavy at the Capitol since Angelina Eberly shot a cannon at Sam Houston. Ooh, this is a history joke, as I'm sure you all know, the sculpture of the woman with the cannon. Yeah, great job. Okay.
On Congress.
Yes. Do you know it's facing the wrong way?
No, I didn't know the history behind it until today.
Now you do. Everyone
Appreciate
knows you can't have a legislative session in Texas without the 3 G's, guns, gods, and gays. Turns out you can't have a special session without the 3 C's, Christianity, cheating, and Briscoe Kane.
Oh.
Journalist Ross Ramsey points out that Texas Republicans fear ballots more than bullets. It makes sense. I've always thought of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick as a DC comic supervillain. He's got the special powers to deflect blame and warp reality. I call him my ex-husband.
Oh.
Some speculate Governor Abbott is working hard to pander to right-wing voters to defend his 2022 re-election bid. We get it. With opponents like Attorney General Ken Paxton lining up, he has to work even harder to be the shittiest white guy in the room. An appeals court ruled that Attorney General Ken Paxton's long-delayed securities fraud case can be heard in Collin County despite his political ties there. Great, I'll start jury selection right away, said the prosecutor while climbing out of Paxton's golf cart.
Oh.
The governor threatened to revoke legislative staffers' salaries because legislative members didn't pass his priority bills this session. This would be like Darth Vader not paying the people who make the stormtroopers' outfits because Luke and Leia got away. Also, Greg Abbott is a herpes sore. Well, that's it. We just got right down to it. And that's what happened recently in the Texas Ledge. Thank you, Amy.
Stephanie, I love the way you keep telling jokes even when nobody laughs.
Thank you.
Chiarella. You do you.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
Okay, audience, let me tell you how this podcast works. On tonight's episode, Aaron and our intern Benedict are competing against each other for the coveted most knowledgeable comedian or intern in Austin award. Our other intern, Sam, made the games, so it wouldn't be fair if he competed. But he will be our phone a friend for the 2 games. This award is given to the comedian who knows the most about Texas politics according to the outcome of the games on our show. Stephanie, show the award. She's showing it. Whoever wins may actually have a chance to meet Stephanie in person for a picture for the first time since they became an intern on our show. Thank you, COVID. Stephanie will post on social media the picture and the announcement that the winning comedian is the most knowledgeable comedian in Austin. Stephanie, did we ask you if you were okay with this?
No, you did not.
But you saying an intern has the possibility, that you're kind of excluding me that I might not win.
Well,
Yeah, I have my money on Benedict. That's what
I mean, so do I, but that's besides the point, Sam. That's like, have a little faith.
Okay, prove me wrong. Let's see it.
Lucinda said, ouch. That's just rude.
I didn't know what happened. I just clicked that button. That was pretty fun. Okay.
all right, not to be dramatic or anything, but the Texas Legislature is in the end game now. End game, as in the last of the Marvel movies. You know, ultimate good versus ultimate evil. Thanos, is it Thanos or Thanos? Thanos, right?
Thanos. Yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Greg Abbott has tweeted that he will have the Texas Ledge reconvene for a special session sometime in the coming months or even weeks to pass the rest of his priority bills that died at the end of the regular session. As our governor tries to turn back the clock, and he doesn't have this, and change the fate of our great state, we decided to give ourselves a legislative quiz. In Endgame, our guest knowledge on high-profile bills from this session will be tested. In a series of multiple choice and true or false questions, our guests will compete to see who is the most knowledgeable comedian in Austin. Thanos has promised that the winner will not be turned into dust, but the loser may not be so lucky.
Exactly.
As always, comedians can ask Sam for help a total of 3 times apiece between the 2 games they play. Sam, feel free to jump in at any time, but please don't give anything away since you wrote the games. Let's play Endgame and see how they know about the high priority bills of the Texas Ledge.
I wish Thor were here helping me ask these questions. So really, Benedict, I just want to see if you were paying attention at all while you were working on this show. And Aaron is just the bait, really the bait.
Yeah.
But we're going to start with you, Aaron, because you are the champion. You're the champion and the birthday boy.
I know a thing or two about guessing, so yeah.
Okay, this first one is a true-false question.
Oh, God.
The Senate approved House Bill 2000, which would provide $2 billion of state money to help utilities, broadband providers, and power generators pay for weatherizing their equipment to prevent another catastrophe like that from Winter Storm Uri. True or false?
I want to be optimistic because this would be good. I'm going to say true, but I hope it's false because it was actually $7 billion, but I'm going to say true.
Ah, man, it's false. We didn't approve a House bill like this. Who needs winterization when the governor needs to travel for his reelection campaign, Aaron? Just leave it to the market. They'll fix it. Good, great. Benedict. Greg Abbott signed the Women Are Just Vessels for My Sperm bill, banning all abortions after a heartbeat is detected. If a doctor performs an abortion anyway, who has the rights to sue for damages? This is multiple choice. The sperm donor, the grocery clerk who sold you the pregnancy test, Grandma Betty's nurse in upstate New York, or all of the above?
I hate to say it, but it's all of the above.
True. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Anyone can sue for damages. On that note, Aaron, in this scenario, who can the offended person sue?
You made it say it on that note like it was me. Like I would sue.
No. But you know what? We all should sue, by the way. I'll tell you why later. Okay. But
you can sue.
Hold
Are
on,
you going to give me choices?
I'm going to give you some choices. Yeah. So again, this is the Women Are Just Vessels for My Sperm bill. So Benedict told you who had the right to sue. These are the people you can sue. Is it the physician, the person who funded the procedure, the person who drove the woman to the clinic, the teacher who dared utter the word abortion in class one day, or again, all of the above?
All of the above?
True story. Yes,
It is,
Aaron.
right? Ooh.
Anyone, anywhere can sue anyone they think had an abortion, said the word abortion.
Facilitated in any way.
Anything. If you handed someone a pamphlet.
Drove them to the doctor's office or the gynecologist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all in civil court, so you don't need to have any evidence. So I want to encourage everyone on September 1st to sue Greg Abbott and Shelby Slauson for aiding and abetting people having an abortion. I look forward to seeing them in court to prove that they, in fact, did not do so.
You know who say they should sue? They should sue those anti-choice protesters that go to Planned Parenthood. Because how do you know that they're not going there for an abortion? How do you know?
You don't know.
Fair.
We don't know.
Wow.
They could be going there, you know.
They could, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. So, just like everything else in this country, you can sue literally anybody for anything. And my father is asking, can you sue the Uber driver? Yes, sir, you can.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
By the way, though,
thing.
the legislature did make it harder to sue 18-wheel truck drivers for killing your families in a collision. So there's that. Next question, back to Benedict. Legislators passed a law that churches and other houses of worship, yes, there are non-Christian religions, must automatically close during a future pandemic like COVID-19 to stop the spread of the virus and prevent Texans from dying. True or false?
That's false.
You're correct. Not only did legislators want for churches to stay open, they wanted gun stores to stay open as well. However, this bill died, so Governor Gregory still calls all the shots. Get it? Guns.
So depressing.
Oh, yes.
It is. These
It's
were
pretty
tough.
depressing.
These were tough to write. All right, back to you, Aaron. The legislature.
No
Yes.
additional quip, just like, yeah, these were really
Yeah.
hard. Anyway,
At least the Marvel movies make a little bit of something of it, but that's how it's as far
I
as you
think
can
they're
go.
like
Yeah.
punks in the Marvel movies, right?
Yeah.
the good guy wins. What are you talking about? A good guy wins eventually in Marvel. Like,
Maybe when the
That's
18-wheeler
true.
driver kills somebody, you can sue him for getting an abortion to somehow get some justice out of the deal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the context behind that? Why can't we sue him, the 18-wheel driver?
It was House Bill 19, and they were arguing. This is kind of in the weeds, but right now, when you sue someone for liability for an accident like that, you do two things in one trial. Like you pick how much they owe you, and you decide their guilt. And what the pro trucking people wanted was to divide those two into separate hearings, one about liability and one about how much. And it was an effort to make it harder for you to sue and get less money.
Wow.
ooh, and at that
Prove
rate,
me wrong. Anyone who's listening, I'm pretty sure
you'd lose basically all your money in court anyway. Trying
Yeah.
to take them for anything that you would win.
That's actually a good point, Aaron, because 2 trials would increase the case expenses by quite a bit.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like no point in going to trial, which is why they did it. Okay.
Exactly. But look, I need my little umbrellas to go in my drinks, okay? My little umbrellas from China. Okay, back to you, Aaron, right?
Yeah.
No? Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, Aaron.
The
It's
Texas
1 to 2.
Legislature passed a bill that would grant low-income women 6 months of Medicaid health coverage postpartum. How long was this same health coverage before this bill was passed? You have some questions, and your choices are H, I, J, and K. 3 months, 1 year, 2 months, or 4 months.
1 year? I feel like no. I think passed a bill that would grant low income 6 months of Medicaid health coverage.
You can ask Sam for a hint.
Oh yeah, Sam. What?
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's not 1 year.
It's not 1 year. You can give me an answer, bro. You can.
Yeah, you can. You can
Just
tell
give
them.
me the
Fracture.
answer, that's
You can
it?
literally, yeah.
Okay, well, 2 months looks pretty good. Yeah.
It was 2 months, Stephanie.
Yeah, it was great
2
before.
months. And the House tried to get it to a year, and the Senate said, okay, we'll give you 6 months.
Here, like
Right,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, seriously, right? At 7 months, a baby should like be pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, right? I mean, they're just little freeloaders.
Buying their first gun, just
right?
100%
Come on.
agree.
This
I mean,
is the
we-
hardest one.
If there's anyone we shouldn't baby, it's a baby. Okay, how are they doing here? And how many questions have I asked?
Well, you've asked Aaron 3 questions and Benedict 2. So they're
Okay.
2 to 2, but Benedict's up.
Okay, Benedict, final question. Greg Abbott signed into law the anyone can have a gun, it doesn't really matter who bill, which allows for Texans to carry a handgun. Oh, whoops, I gave you the answer. To carry a handgun without a license or training.
Is this a true or false?
Mhm.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of gave that one away, Aaron.
What do
I'm
you-
sorry. It is true.
Yeah. How do you give it away?
Because I
Oh,
said sign the law into the like anyone can have a gun no matter what.
Well, I mean, it's a hypothetical, isn't it? Like,
It's a statement, and then he had to say it was true or false.
Okay.
yeah. I think
And you
you're
said
fine.
true. That's true. We used to have concealed handgun permits. So you had to take a class, prove that you could shoot a gun, apply for the license, keep it concealed. Then last session, we came out with unconcealed, right? But you still need a license. Now all of us need to go and buy a gun and wear it around our necks.
Oh, God. And there was just a shooting at a club right down the street from my house. So
Really?
yeah, Come and Take It Live had a shooting, and like the victim was like, "What happened?" And they're like, "Oh shit, I was shot." Like, and yet we're just making it easily accessible. So
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that people can be forked to death, but I just want to say it takes a man to try to fork you, and it's a lot harder.
Oh no, in London they're having like knife crime. If you're knife crime, I would trade. I mean, I don't want anybody to knife me, but yeah, you have to be right there. You can only get one person at a time. You know.
Yeah, like I can like swat a knife every now. I'll probably get cut, but I can swat a knife. I can't swat a bullet. I mean, I've not tried.
You're
but
not
I'm gonna
Neo.
have faith. Yeah, I don't need to try and swat a bullet.
Yeah, no, this bill scares me just because, like, working at a bar and then having people come in, and then what if I say, "Oh, sir, you can't bring that gun in here," and he says, "Well, this law says I can." Like, I'm not about to get in the way of that for $8 an hour. Like, I'm not gonna step in for that.
Well, private businesses can still, they don't have to respect that right.
Yeah, I think that's right, but I mean, you always get unruly customers.
I mean, they have a gun, so like, if you piss
yeah,
them
exactly.
off, that kind
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he says you're gonna serve me anyway, I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I will, because
this gun says I'm gonna still get my tequila sunrise, sir. I seriously.
Or like his like mint jubilee. Look, I'm entitled to my hurricane, like any other man.
Oh, or anything, or like those men who tell you to smile. Now we're gonna smile because
shit.
We can't be like, I'm not doing that anymore. But now you have to smile.
Oh god, that's fucking terrifying. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
The only kind of guns I want to see on a man are these guns.
Hey-o.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron, I'm going to give you a bonus question because I kind of set Benedict up for that
and
one.
It's my birthday.
Okay. Which of the following were not? Which of the following were not one of the governor's emergency matters? Only one of these does not belong, Aaron. Expanding broadband internet access. Punishing local governments who reallocate police funds. Proclaiming every sperm is sacred. Changing the bail system. Investing in pandemic prevention and response team. Preventing participation in elections. Or it wasn't me. Businesses can't be sued when their employees get COVID.
Oh, shit.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Am I allowed to steal this one?
I didn't write
No.
this question. No, I'm in the dark just as much as you.
Oh, shit.
So these are the things that the governor said were important. Every single one of these but one. Broadband. Punishing those who reallocate police funds. Every sperm is sacred. Changing the bail system. Invest in pandemic prevention and response. Prevent participation in elections. It wasn't me. I didn't know you had to wear a mask. Businesses can't get sued when their employees get COVID.
Reallocating police funds?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Aaron. It was investing in a pandemic prevention and response team.
Really?
Not an emergency item. Thank you, Monty. Tell me if you don't want me posting these, Monty. Okay, where are we, Amy, in the score? I know where we are emotionally. We're very sad.
Benedict's ahead by 1. It's 3-2.
Okay.
Ready for, let's see, game 2. All right. Sorry. Now that we have talked about bills that have become law, it would make sense that we talk about how these bills became law in the first place. And how do they do it? We will be testing our guest knowledge on the legislative process and the steps that it takes in order to become a law in Texas. Same as before, in a series of multiple choice, true or false, and fill in the blank questions, our guests will duke it out to see who knows the most about the legislative process. Let's play How Do We Do It?
How do they do it?
How do they do it?
Or we do it. I don't know. I just know about the loons, Norman. Okay, Aaron, you're down. You're starting. True or false? Legislators are the only ones who can introduce a bill. True or false? Don't forget, Sam wrote these questions, and he can literally see the answers right now.
Sam, what do you feel?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards true. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a gambling man. I'm gonna say true.
You are correct. Good job. Legislators are the only one who can introduce or file a bill.
The governor can't introduce a bill?
No, the governor cannot. He can only say what he really wants and then threaten to not pay you if you don't do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he nods his head in the way that he wants things. He's like, "Yeah, it's not gonna be a bill, but it is."
But yeah.
Yeah, does a little over the glasses look.
Does he even
It is, or I
wear
Yeah,
might just
glasses.
cancel your next vacation to Cancun.
Ow.
Ooh.
They're terrible people.
All right. On that note, okay, so side note, only a legislator can introduce a bill, but that doesn't mean they have to be the one who comes up with the bill. So it can be an interested outside party like any one of us. Next question. This is Benedict. When may legislators introduce bills? And I do want to let our audience know that Benedict did in fact work for a legislative member, so I'm sure he knows this. A, during the first 60 days of session. B, the 60 days before the start of session. C, during the first 40 days of session. Or D, during the first 80 days of session.
I know it's B with the caveat that it's only legislators that are reelected that can do that, right? Because freshmen don't get that.
It's not, no, you're wrong. It's the first 60 days of session. It's A. There is a pre-filing period, but it's not 60 whole days before. And after 60 days, if a member wants to submit a bill, it must receive a 4/5 vote from representatives in either the House or the Senate.
To do what? What's that about the 4/5?
If you introduce one after 60 days, you need 4/5 of people to agree. So you'll see a lot of resolutions get introduced, or if you're a new member who came in late, or if there's suddenly an emergency item, you can introduce a bill later. Wasn't that really fantastic? All right, Aaron, simple question. Fill in the blank. Who is the president of the Senate?
Oh, shit.
He goes by many names.
We make fun of him a lot.
Former radio
Dan
personality.
Patrick?
Oh, yeah, correct.
Yeah, Mr.
Danny
Dan
Go.
Patrick.
Danny Go Patrick. Point. Aaron. Benedict. Who is the president of the House?
And you're not talking about the Speaker of the House either, right? You're talking about this?
Yeah, he presides over. He's the...
Okay, so Dade Phelan.
Good job. Excellent. Okay, this next one is pretty hard. Okay, I have a list of about 15 things.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I lose track after 2.
And you get a point for each one of these you can name as fill in the blank. Okay, so it's kind of like if I were to say, name a fruit that's red. And Aaron, you'd say?
Pineapple.
And then Benedict, you'd say? Cucumber,
Blueberry.
obviously. Okay. Briefly describe the legislative process from bill filing to governor approval. Name at least 5 steps. So we're just going to start with, this is back to Aaron. So you just have to say one of the many steps.
Okay. I think one of them are like together, but it's like 2, bitch and moan.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. Point, Aaron. Okay, Benedict. What's another step?
That has to pass out of committee.
Very good. Okay. Pass out of committee. What happens? What else happens, Aaron?
Get some money slid under to you from a big corporation.
Sure, that happens earlier. Point to
Not during
Aaron.
session, though.
That's
Not during
illegal.
session. That's illegal.
It's harder to do during session.
He didn't say it had to be
You just have
legal,
to
did you?
buy advertisements in
Hey.
the businesses they own. That's
Part of the
right.
process, baby.
Yeah. Did you say it had to be legal?
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. One would be file a bill. What happens next, Benedict?
You also have to get it on the calendar.
Ooh, good job. Excellent. Aaron, what else happens in this process?
They got to schmooze each other for votes.
Great. I'm going to say get that in committee. Okay.
Yeah,
Benedict.
So after calendars, then it has to be voted on in the House it originated in, right? So House bill would be voted on the House floor.
Yes.
Voted on.
Very good. What happens when it goes from the House to the Senate? What would you call that, Aaron? It's like in football when you catch the ball.
Receive?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good. It's got to be received from the other chamber. Okay. How many times does it get read on the floor? Benedict.
Is this me? Oh, 3 times.
Oh, God, you're good. Yes,
Just
Benedict.
3?
These bills, I read the notes.
You do. I'm so proud of you. Okay, how about what happens after it goes through both chambers and they're different? Where does it go?
Oh, back to bitch and moan.
Yes, conference committee. Very good. What are the final steps, Benedict?
It does have to be signed by the governor.
Does it have to be signed?
Well, or vetoed or let go.
Or consented with silence, which is not consent. Okay, we send it to the governor. The governor can approve it, veto it, or just let it slide. So great job, everybody. I think.
Or you can walk out. I just learned that recently.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
Walking out.
Breaking quorum. Very good.
There we go. Breaking decorum.
And it's it's kind of crazy to me that you have to have 100 of the members there. That's a pretty high quorum number, isn't it? 100 out of 150.
Yeah, 2/3 have to be there.
Wait, that's how many people walked out?
More than 50 people.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a sizable victory. I didn't realize there was that many.
You didn't realize there were 150 members in the House?
Well, I didn't realize
what
that there
have
were.
been doing, Aaron? 4 years.
I didn't realize there were. No, I didn't realize there would be 50 people that would walk out and not support that bill. Is
the
what
voter
I'm saying.
suppression bill, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they would have had it. That's why I'm surprised.
Okay, I think each person got an equal number of points there.
That's actually true. And for both games, we're actually in a tie.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Everybody got everything. They each missed just one.
Okay, Benedict.
I just want to point out none of my answers were right. But I was close for the everyman. It's words I kind of understood.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you got it.
Bitch and moan slid a
right.
Yeah,
you did it.
Creativity points. You're putting it. We put it in the actual terms. You put it in the layman's terms.
Yeah, I put it in the real person's terms, the everyday person's term.
Should we take any points off for him not knowing how many people were in the?
No, that's a birthday gift.
That's true.
That's a birthday gift. Okay, Benedict, true or false? Every bill is reconciled in a conference committee made up of members of both chambers who negotiate the bill.
Ooh, the every bill part is what's throwing me off here.
Yeah, same.
Me
the
too.
whole thing's throwing me off.
Every bill is reconciled. Because it should, if it was true, I feel like it would say every bill that is passed out of the House and the Senate. Because it has to pass both of them before it goes to conference committee. So, since I'm going to use Sam on this one just to be 100% sure, but that's my thought process.
Yeah, there are no absolutes in life, Benedict.
Wisdom from the intern.
Yeah, wisdom from a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Indirect assistance from the guru. So what I'm hearing is false. You're correct.
False.
Good
yeah.
job.
Thank you.
Bills don't even have to go to conference committee. Anyone can kill them by disagreeing, and they do not always get negotiated. Sometimes they die after. Okay, this is a question for Aaron. Once a bill is approved by both chambers and signed by both presiding officers, the bill is sent to the governor. How long does the governor have to sign, veto, or just let the bill pass without any action? 4 choices: 5 days, 20 days, 10 days, 7 days. 7 days.
Part of me wants to say 7, but that would mean that they might have to take their time away from church, and Texas ain't about that. So I'm going to say 5.
Sam, do you want to help him?
Or let me ask.
You've already
I'm out?
Sam.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. It's 10 days.
I was going to say 10.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. Sorry, the internet connection, I think, skipped over.
Hello? Hello?
10 days?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 10 days.
No, if anything, he needs enough time to attend church.
That's really true. Is it really just?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to go to church, think
You gotta
about
go to
it.
church, yeah.
Talk it with the big man.
Yeah.
I actually think he has longer. So FYI, has a bill ever been vetoed in Texas?
Let's say
Like
yeah,
ever?
because I'm sure
Yeah.
there was some good
Probably.
shit that they put out,
At some
and the
point.
governor was like, "No."
Oh, you're right. No, the governor has 20 days.
Oh, look at
20
that!
days. Did anyone say 20?
I think I did.
You said
All right,
10.
I think Aaron gets this. Well, it's for legislation that is passed within the last 10 days of session, the governor has 20 days to act. Yeah. So the governor
Yeah.
purposely, and this is what he's doing right now. Thank you, Monty. He's not going to call anybody back for special session because legislators can override his veto if they're in session. So they purposely wait until the legislators are gone before he starts vetoing because they're not in session and only he can call them back to session. So it would not be wise of him to call them back right now, and then they'd be able to veto him if they wanted to. You're welcome.
Wait, so does he have for all the bills that are passed, or is it just the ones in the last 10 days he has till June 20th?
All the bills.
Really?
I don't know. Monty, help. Well, no, I think he has 20 days after a bill is filed, after a bill comes to him to do something to it. So he
Okay.
tries to wait as long as possible so that people can't override his veto. True story. That's it. It's totally true. Okay.
Oh.
Back to Aaron.
No,
Benedict.
Benedict.
When could a bill become effective? On the day that's specified in the bill, on the 91st day after the final day of adjournment of the session. How many prepositional phrases were there? Immediately after the bill is signed by the governor.
Those are the four options.
There were three.
All
there
of
were
the
three.
above. Did I say all of the above? On the day it's specified in the bill, on the 91st day after sine die, or immediately after the bill is signed by the governor, or all of the above.
Okay, that's a little tough because in all the bills I've read, it always says September 1st of that year, which if the session ends on May 31st, right? Isn't that 31 days are in July, right? So
Yeah.
that's
31 days have September, April, June, and November.
I think
All
you
of the
can
above.
one.
Very good, Benedict. You're right. All of those are options. It depends on
really?
what happens within the bill. Great. Final question, Aaron. There's two more questions. Aaron, what is the name of the database that members of the public use to search for legislation?
Thought you were gonna be slick, Stephanie. Google.
You're right. I'll
Look
give
at
it
that.
to you.
Wrong.
Every
I thought
man
it was wrong.
told you.
Texas Legislature online, baby.
Good job, Benedict. Both of you, very good. Okay, and finally, for both of you to answer at exactly the same time, who is your state representative?
Oh shit!
You've met him.
I
You've
know.
literally met him on stage, Aaron. Benedict, we know who yours is.
Oh, Eddie Rod?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Benedict?
Terry Meza.
Terry Meza. It's sad that this will be her last session. All right. Congratulations, everyone. Amy, how did they do?
I lost a little bit of track of the points you were doling out for reasons that I could not follow.
Still seems tied. I can't tell either.
I think it might be time.
I think they both did great. How about
Yeah.
a participation award?
I'm
Sorry
used to
for leaving
those.
Uh-oh.
both of you. You both get your picture with me. Okay, smile for Mariah. Okay, you can move again. Very good. All right. Great job, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep leaving my mic, Mariah. Great job. Oh, she sent me a private chat and I didn't even. Oh, she said
All right.
that. Okay.
Now that you hopefully know a little bit more about this year's Texas legislative session and the process that goes into it, let's meet our very special guests, Sam and Benedict.
Yay! Okay, so the two of y'all have spent all semester and session as interns for Over the Ledge. And the most important question is, am I a good boss or the best boss? Benedict, you go first.
Oh, those are very limited descriptors. I'd have to break out my thesaurus to fully express my feelings.
Oh, bless you. Bless you. Sam, do you want to take a crack at that one?
I'm just going to go ahead and say best boss. Yeah, it's been great.
Good. Yeah. What did you think you were going to get out of this internship compared to what you actually did, Sam?
So I actually got out exactly what I wanted to get out of it. I've had several other previous unpaid internships before.
Oh, don't tell people it's unpaid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Disregard that. I thought I mentioned that in the last podcast.
It's cool. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay. No, I've had internships before, and in this one I had a lot of autonomy. So I actually got to say what I wanted to do, and you actually provided me the opportunity. So that was great.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Benedict, what did you learn about the Texas Ledge?
Wow. Well, got to read a lot of bills. That was fun. Like that part, learning about all the crazy stuff that's out there.
What surprised you the most?
I don't know if I can say there's any surprises since I've always kind of followed current events. So, I mean, it's about as crazy as I would expect it to be, or, self-serving.
These are great leading answers, and I really appreciate that, Benedict. They give me a lot to go on. Sam, did you pay attention to Senate Bill 7, the election bill, and did anything surprise you?
I did pay attention to it, and then I kind of fell off. It did surprise me when they walked out, and I listened to some podcasts about it. That made NPR, so that was big news. That was national news. So I paid attention to that. And then I'm really surprised the fact that we can just call a special session just so we can, there's a bill that they want, and then we can just call a special session and we can get it, even though it's technically dead. I don't know. That to me, I'm still confused about. But yeah, I paid attention a little bit.
Paid attention. Well, if you'd like, I'll tell you a little bit about that. Our governor is the only person who can call a special session. He can call it for anything he wants to. He considers it an emergency. And nobody has control over that. The legislators can't come back and be like, are you sure this is an emergency? So it shows you how strong our governor is, even though technically we've kind of designed it as a weak governor state. Abbott and Perry have both really turned that position into something very powerful, which is also illustrated by the governor made 6 or 7 appointments in the last couple of days to different boards, all of which should have been approved by the legislature. But he purposely waited till they were gone so that he can appoint them without any confirmation. Isn't that exciting?
It's exciting. Well, I'm also interested to see in this session, what are we going to do with the $16 billion that we got in COVID relief? Because I haven't heard anything about that. And our legislators are going to actually be able to decide. Because I was reading that in the Tribune today, and I don't understand how legislators couldn't be involved in that plan. But
hopefully they will be in a special session, which I really feel like they should call a punishment session. Nothing. Right. There's nothing special. Well, I think what's on everyone's mind for sure is what are the young kids doing and why? So Benedict and Sam, you've got to talk to us. Aaron's kind of young, but he is 27. Talk us through how you're participating in the political process and how you're going to change things.
That hurt.
Are you talking what we're doing or what we're doing everybody?
What you're doing as an individual, and then explain to us what the youth are doing. Because what I can tell you is they're not writing complete sentences. There, I said it. Jasmine, I'm sorry. I know you listen, but you love when I mention you.
Is that one of your
sentences? Your
employees?
Yeah, she's wonderful.
It's okay. I forget commas too, so it's okay.
I know you do.
Well,
what are you doing? I need help.
I'm a precinct chair in Dallas, so there's that. I'm the youngest precinct chair in Dallas County. So there's that. I mean, as far as I know, unless anyone's been appointed since pre-COVID that I don't know about, but Last time we met in person, I think I was the youngest person there. So,
what does the precinct chair do?
Well, the primary responsibility is that you're on the county executive committee for the party, and basically, I mean, you're the executive body for the party. I mean, you have to approve kind of what the party does. Really, I mean, really, it's like we don't have like day to day. That's really the county chair's responsibility. But I mean, ideally, we're supposed to keep track of things and make sure that everything is going smoothly. I mean, it sounds very vague. It's
no, you're not.
It was vague.
It was purposely
vague to describe because sometimes I really don't know sometimes.
Okay, so tell me, I need a story. I'll need to talk for a long time and not let me prompt you. Give me a story of something you struggle with as a youth that you think being more politically involved or having more influence will be more impactful. So, for example, perhaps the expense of college or minimum wage, or Sam, you were talking about people bringing guns into your bar. Like, how much can we ask a bartender to do? Do you have a personal story about a struggle and what you plan to do with it?
Personal story, no, but just seeing, I mean, this is the first year I actually paid attention in local legislation, and I was
because of Over the Ledge, right?
Yes, it's because Over the Ledge.
Thank you.
And yeah, and also because Over the Ledge, I have a TikTok addiction. I had to download the app. Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, I started paying more attention, and then I started realizing how these different bills affect me. Like I said, like the permitless carry, because like that's no joke. Somebody somewhere, a manager at Jack in the Box got stabbed because he told a man that he had to wear a mask, and the man didn't want to. So like, what am I going to do with a guy with a gun, you know? So I'm not really going to get in the way of that. So not really a personal story, just more so like, if you pay attention, you will see how you are affected. And it's important to stay up to date with that sort of thing. So as far as like, what are you doing to get involved? Just honestly, what I do is just podcasts. So kind of like the one here, but yeah, you go to like a 15-minute, 30-minute, hour podcast, and you just get informed. Like I do it while driving. So yeah, I mean, mostly nowadays they just listen to podcasts about serial killers. So we just need to have an episode about a murder. True. Yeah, just about a murder somehow, and then we'll get
There was a murderer in Austin, the Moon Tower murderer.
Yep, a lot of folks think it was actually H.H. Holmes.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people think that it was H.H. Holmes. He was the one committing them here in Austin and then scurried on up to Chicago.
Why don't we do this podcast where we talk about the murderer and then we sprinkle in some Over the Ledge?
Well, I mean, I'm down with that too. I think it's really grim in the fact that Moon Tower is the name of our comedy festival, and it's the main reason. It was the light to keep people safe in a city when they were terrified of being killed. I don't know if that was their intention.
The irony. The irony there. It'd be like I'm trying to think of something really horrible to say. And I'm not gonna. Okay, Benedict, do y'all sit around and talk about politics?
With my friends? No. Like they don't really.
With your cats.
Oh, my cats are great listeners.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're good at begging for food.
They're good at begging for food. Ah, well.
But I mean, if you want a story, I mean, I would say my biggest issue is probably healthcare. I mean, I think it's insane, the healthcare system we have in this country. Just as an example, I had some issues starting last year with my breathing because of my allergies. So my allergies, when the allergen gets into your lungs, it causes your lungs to get inflamed and it makes it harder to breathe. And so like I'd be playing basketball and then all of a sudden like it would be like I'm having an asthma attack and I literally can't breathe at all. Nice. When just a couple months ago before that, I could go like 2 or 3 hours nonstop. And then all of a sudden it's like I can't go 15, 20 minutes without almost, having an asthma attack basically. And so I went to the allergist, right? And they're like, yeah, okay, so we're going to give you this medicine. And that they gave me the prescription or whatever. But then my health insurance says, oh, well, we don't think that that's the proper prescription because we know what's better than the doctor. So we're going to deny you your coverage for this. And so I get that stupid letter in the mail from Optum, which is United Healthcare's giant bureaucracy they use to say, hey, based on our actuarial charts, we found that it's better, to go 5 or 10 years with this breathing issue until you get scarring in your lungs. And then once you have scarring in your lungs and you get COPD, then we'll pay for it because according to our charts, that saves us money in the long run. But so it's not really about what's best for your lifestyle. It's what's best for putting money in their pockets,
Man, we are really just bringing us down. Thank you for that experience. Let's talk about what our hope is. What's our hope from here on out? I'm going to start with Amy.
Oh.
Post-session, what do we hope happens before the next election?
I guess I hope people maybe pay a little bit more attention. And so in the next elections, we can start getting some of these yahoos out of here. Because I think when people understand what they're doing, then maybe they'll get a little bit more involved. I'm a little surprised it didn't happen before. So hope is the operative word here.
Aaron?
By the way, your parents' wedding photo is adorable. My heart is melting. I want to cry.
Aren't they 50 years? They celebrated 50 years about
Damn,
2 weeks ago.
Congratulations, Kierelos.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for me, the thing that just kind of gives me hope is, or what I'm hoping for is just kind of like what Amy said, just get more involved and realize that things don't have to be this way. I think for a lot of us, it's just like, yeah, that's just how Texas is. Like, no, we're not all assholes who don't want people to have liberty or their rights or feel safe walking out of their own home, which I think a lot of us are kind of in that feeling. Even in a post-pandemic world, we're still like, yeah, it's not safe out there for a lot of us Texans. Like, we got people running out here with guns. It's a terrible time. But yeah, just to kind of go out and give a damn and vote, even if these horrible voting restrictions go through, finding a way to push through and managing to vote. I know that blue wave is terrifying a lot of the Republicans, so they're doing anything that they possibly can to stifle those flames. But yeah, just give a damn, show up, show out. And the aggressiveness that came with the 2020 election should be met at every local election as well.
Thank you. My dad has asked a question here, Benedict and Sam. What got y'all interested in politics?
Well, I was an international relations major at UT, and I realized I didn't read the news. So I was like, I couldn't answer any questions about current
just like
events.
A man in a relationship didn't pay attention.
So I was like, I'm going to do it just so I'm not embarrassed. And then I really got into it. So
you're like, oh, some of this shit's important.
Yeah, it was for selfish reasons and to seem informed. But now I try to stay up to date if I can.
That's great. Benedict?
Well, I mean, my parents have always kind of tried to educate us about politics and their views. I mean, they grew up in fairly cognizant political households. Like my maternal grandfather was a state rep at one point for one term. And so she remembers like being a kid and like licking stamps and stuff and licking envelopes for his campaign and things like that. Yeah. So they've always had some kind of knowledge passed through their parents, which, I didn't know growing up that was not the norm, right? Most people don't talk about have the conversations like that with their kids.
I love that. Well, I hope, of course, Over the Ledge is my hope. If you ask, Amy, what do I hope for? Over the Ledge.
What are your hopes for, Stephanie?
My hopes are that through comedy and just general good looks, we can get people to pay more attention to local politics, which is what I hope Over the Ledge does. And, I think I've said this before. I had a friend who was sitting next to the Speaker of the House on a plane or in the airport. And she was like, oh, my God, that's Joe Strauss. I was like, well, go say hi to him. And she's like, no. I was like, that's one of the 3 most powerful people in Texas, sitting all alone in the Southwest Terminal. And that really is how accessible these people are, and that if they don't think their job is in jeopardy, they're not going to change their minds. And so that's what you've got to do. It's especially in the off season. I'm starting to think that election season is more important than legislative season. And I'll say, I think, Aaron, you said this about they keep coming after our voting right. They keep coming after against everything that gives the underdog or the minority power. And that just goes to show, I think, how scared they are and how powerful we could be, and that we're kind of always resilient, right? Women know. Yeah. No matter what happens, we'll still find a way. And I think that minorities and those on the bottom know that too. So they can keep trying, but we're just going to keep being more and more resilient. So I look forward to, out of my cold, dead hands, I like to repurpose that.
Yeah. I think they try and keep the crabs in a bucket. So they just kind of stay in their own mindset and don't try and fight back. But these crabs are getting out.
Yeah, these crabs are getting out of their bucket.
We pinch.
We're coming. I saw this really funny TikTok video, Sam, and it was two crabs who were getting reunited. And so one of them's like this, and the other one's like this. And when they run to meet each other, they just run to the side. It's really cute. Yeah. All right, Amy.
Okay, we have we have one last game. Should we do the speed questions?
No, I kind of asked some of them already. They're mostly about how awesome I am.
Yes, that's true. I thought you might want me to ask them.
And they'd be all true if we're being honest, because you are pretty awesome.
Okay, well, what's your favorite thing about Stephanie? Would you hang out with Stephanie if she wasn't your boss? Do you think Stephanie will ever meet Toby? And if so, will he love her? What dress will Stephanie wear for her third wedding? Hint, she wore her grandmother's to her first two.
Darn,
Any
I
feedback?
I was going to get to ask him. Okay.
Is Toby like your boyfriend in China or something like that?
Yeah.
He's in Britain, Benedict. He's in Britain. Little Britain.
So is that your out in case, everything goes to shit over here? Because I've been thinking about that recently. Like,
yeah.
I need to find like a international connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get one of those anchor babies,
Oh, yeah. I could definitely produce one of those. Okay, Amy, get us out of here.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you so much to Aaron and for our over the ledge benevolent empress, Stephanie Chiarello. Thank you, Sam and Benedict, for taking time to talk to us. Thank you to Mariah Gossett for recording us and making us sound good, and to our lead correspondent interns who worked on tonight's show, Sam Holloman. And that's our show. If you like
uno momento, I would like to thank Amy Lowry for guiding us through this episode, and a big shout out to all the interns. We've got Benedict and Sam. There's also Lily and Caitlin and someone else I'm forgetting. Sean, who left us a little early, but could not have done this season without all of y'all. And I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Mariah.
And that's our show. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok. Sam's favorite, as at Over the Ledge. Our last show of the season is Friday, June 18th, with special guest Senator, Dean, Mayor Kirk Watson.
Father.
What?
Grandfather. Yep. He's going to do a summary. I hope he remembers.
Oh, man. I get nervous when he comes on.
I know. What's he going to do next? That's what we need to know. Do you like how I'm just going through all these things? Okay. Normally we ask for money, but y'all don't give. So you know what? I don't want your money. I don't want your money anymore. That's right. Reverse psychology. Thank you. All right. We're done, Mariah.